Okay, so parts of program, the first line which start from the double slash is in C++, double slash, forward slash and forward slash. These two mean called single line comments. You see, these two are called single line comments. And in front of these two, whatever you type here, but not one line only. Okay, so that will be considered as a comment. And comment means that it will be not compiled, not converted to binary, to the 0 and 1 code. And so if it is not compiled, then why we are writing? Actually, we are writing for this purpose to explain something. Sometime in the big projects and in a complex program, sometimes many people are working together. So let's suppose five people are working together, then the one programmer who writes some code, actually he or she want to explain to the colleagues what he or she is going to do. Okay, so the purpose of the coding. One purpose, another purpose is this one, that you see, it is also possible like this, that when we develop our coding, then after some time actually we forget how he how we have done. Actually, I have many projects like this, that if I go there now, I can't remember how I did and why I did. Okay, so to remember and to explain, maybe for yourself, to be seen in future, or to explain to your colleagues, for this purpose we need some comments. Okay, the second line, the second symbol, a hashtag. This hashtag is used to include another file into the program. It is like this, that for example, you have this program, you have written some code here, some, okay, this is your program, and there is another written program, fully written program, but that is in another file. Okay, so if you want to rewrite all these things here again, then it's a time consuming, and maybe the typing mistake are possible, so it takes too much time, and sometimes it is really difficult to do the same thing again here. So easy way, that just put the hash symbol and the word include, and in these angle brackets type the file name, which file you want to include. So that file, when the program start running, that file will be automatically loaded here and will become part of your program. So this IO stream is actually one file which is basically written from the C++ company side, where the compiler has been written. So this file is supporting file for what? For I for input, O for output, and the stream is for the input output process. So to handle with the monitor, to handle with the keyboard, with the mouse, okay, all these coding has been done in this IO stream file. So if we don't include, then the output, the input and output functionality will not work. So this is why we need to include this file. And any file included at the beginning, it is called preprocessor directive. Preprocessor, meaning to say, process means you know the meaning of process. So pre means before. So before processing, include another file to this file. Okay, another line, this one is not including anything, but this one is just telling the compiler that using namespace std, the std stands for standard. It means that that all the keywords, the meanings of all these words, for example, this curly bracket means what? This word int, the main, the int, anything, any word which is uh, new or strange for the programmer or for the computer, then we tell at the beginning that okay, any word that you don't understand the meaning of that, look in this standard directory. So in this standard directory, all these words has been defined and they have a proper meaning. Okay, so these lines means like that. Okay, another point that we need, the another step that we need to understand, the word int and main and these braces. Okay, this is actually called a function, and the actual program running starts from here. Your program starts from here. So why we are writing int, what is the meaning of main and these curly brackets? I think at this moment you don't worry. There is a complete chapter, chapter 5 about functions. So we will cover that one in much more detail there. Okay, so you just try to understand from now at this moment that okay, this is the entry point of the program, and this main function is the driver or the main uh, entry point, that where the program starts. Okay, so if the program starts here, then this is the body of the program. Opening curly brace and this closing curly brace. In these two brackets, whatever is inside, these will be the part of the command. And here we will write different commands, different statement, and different steps for the computer to do. In this case, we have only written the body is only composed of two sentences. One, the first one, see out. The see out, we will study a bit more in detail later, but this see out simply means display something on the screen, on the computer screen. So what to display? In this double quotation, whatever you write, this hello, comma, there, exclamation mark, this is in the double quotation, so this will be displayed on the screen. So the see out must need these two less than symbol, less than symbol. This is these less than, when we write together like this is called extraction operator. Extraction operator means that it actually extract these words or whatever is written here, extract this from the program and display on the screen. And the last sentence doesn't do anything obvious. This only show that if everything goes well from the beginning until the end of the program, if everything is okay, no problem, then return 0, meaning to say zero errors, return 0 error. But return where? Where to return? Return to operating system. You know what is operating system? The Windows 10 if you are using Windows, and the MacBook. If you are using MacBook, then the uh, operating system Monterey and all others. The newest one is the Monterey. So that one is the operating system. So then inform the operating system that no error occurred here. Everything is okay. Nice. Okay, so this is the detail of the program. Uh, Here I have added a bit more detail. It is the same thing, but I included for you that when you read this, you will understand a bit more. So if this is clear, let's go to next part. Okay, these are the some special character we have almost explained, but again you see double slashes, forward slash. Why I am calling forward slash? In computer there are two type of slashes. One is this side, which is inclined to the right, and one is this this has different meaning, and this has different meaning. Remember, this must be forward slash. Okay, this we have already explained. This one, the opening and opening less than symbol and greater than symbol. This is also called angle brackets. Okay, this one, when we want to include some file, we are written inside this. These are called parentheses. Okay, and this is called braces, and double quotation and semicolon. Okay, the semicolon in C++ is very, very, very important. Why? Because this semicolon tells the computer that one command and here. For example, if you are writing to the computer to do something, then semicolon, this will be considered command number one or action number one, step number one. Okay, then next one, number two, semicolon. Okay, if you forget the semicolon, then computer will do what? Computer, for example, here you forget, like the third one, so computer will consider these two as one. So meaning to say, computer will mix two things together, and when computer mix two things together, then actually computer became confused again and cannot understand what does it mean. So as a result, you will get error message. As I told you, that computer is so stupid device actually. The intelligence comes from human beings. So you see, a simple semicolon, if you forget, computer will create a problem for you, and the whole program will not run. Okay, so these are the special symbols that we will always use in our program. Okay, now let's talk about the cout object. It is called object. Don't worry what object means now, but you can say at this moment that it is a command. Okay, it is something that we can use to produce output. Using this one, we can display something on screen. So how? You see, like this. Anything that you want to display, write cout, and the extraction operator, and less than two times. Then in double quotation, whatever you type, program, like here, programming is fun. Okay, then this sentence will display on the computer screen. Let me show you practically. Okay, so the parts of the program: first line comment, second head sign include iostream to include the iostream files. This is called preprocessor directory, also using namespace std. In this standard namespace, all the keywords and the main functionalities have been defined. Okay, so now you see this cout, and cout to display something, then less than two time less than, and after that double quote, in double quotation, whatever you want to type, you can type. For example, you see, I just type the star star star, or maybe star star, and inside this I should type something: I love programming. Okay, and remember that after the next after the closing double quotation, you will must put semicolon. Okay, so this will be displayed on the screen. Okay, so now when the program complete, then we need to run, and actually the running means that first the program will be compiled. Compiled means convert to binary. So if everything go well, this file is included, this namespace directory is okay, no problem, no spelling mistake here, nothing missing here, okay, everything is well, then the program will successfully compile. Okay, and when compile, then you will see here, you see cout practice.cpp, then you will see here cout practice.exe file also. Okay, so let's see. So if I click run, you see here this is the extension that we added, the code runner extension. So if I click this one, then I will see the output of the program. Yeah, can you see? This is the output of the program. Okay, in this double quotation, whatever you type, okay, it will be displayed like hello world, anything else that you want, it will be displayed. You see, previous output is this one, the new output is now this one. After the double quotation, but before the semicolon, you type this one again, less than ENDL and line. This is not the point, this is L, not 1. Okay, ENDL and line. So end line means that once you display this hello world, after that make a new line and then you display this line. So this time if I run it, then it will be on a separate line. You see, the hello world is here now, then new line, okay, and then the second line. You can use this one here also if you want. You can use this one. You see, if I cut this one from here and put before here, meaning to say that before typing displaying anything, make a new line first and then display this one, so the output will be the same. Okay, so if I run this one, so you see it will generate the same output. So it means that for cout, the job of cout is performing this thing. You see, displaying this, then new line, then another statement. So it tells us the concept that actually cout statement can do many things in a row. For example, if I type here again another less than, okay, and type ENDL new line, okay, then after this make another new line and then again uh, less than, not the point, the cout is one time, okay, and the less than the task, you can give many tasks. Okay, so less than I will type, you can give give many tasks to cout, and the something is wrong. Why it is wrong? Less than ENDL. Why? Wait. Is it not working here? It
Try again,
will
sir.
not
Try
work.
again, sir. Now.
Yeah, now
Try
is
again.
working. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Ah,
Yeah, so if I run this one, so you see the hello world one line, okay, and after that you see this will make a new line, so new line, then the next sentence until this point, then this one make another new line, and this one the last one you can give many tasks to see out. Okay, so in this way we can use the cout statement, and we can display many things to the screen. And if we want new line, then use endl. Okay, there is another way also to make a new line. Okay, if you don't want to type these long things less than and endl, you can actually type, but note the point that this time will be inside the double quotation. The endl is outside. This time will be inside the double quotation, and I am typing backslash, not the forward slash, not the comments one, okay? Backslash and n. Backslash n means new line. So it means display this thing, the stars and then the hello world, and after that new line. Then display this, okay, and after that if you want again new line, then backslash n, okay, and now I can delete this one because I put the backslash n. Okay, so you see this time I replace all the endl by backslash n. So if I run this one, I will get the same result. Escape sequences means, you see, if you type backslash a, then it will create a sound. Okay, it will create a sound. And if you type backslash b, it will become backspace. Backspace means what? Go one space to the back, and if there is something, then delete it. You know the backspace button in a keyboard. Okay, so backslash n will be new line, backslash t means tab. You know what is mean by tab? Hello guys.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now. Yes, yes.
uh,
Okay.
tab means 8 spaces. One, two, three,
So,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And actually the number of spaces, that one tab equal to how many spaces, it is defined in control panel. You can change it if you want. Okay, so by default mostly eight tabs, 8 spaces equal to one tab. Okay, if you want to display single quotes, for example, if you want to display like this, don't, okay, you see the single quote and then t. If you want to display like this, okay, then you cannot simply type like that. You will have to dis put backslash and then quote. The backslash means that we tell the computer that don't consider the single quote as a C++ character. Consider, ignore it. It tells the computer that ignore it. Okay. Then once the computer ignore it, then it will simply display like this. If you want to display the double quotation part of the text, not the point, part of the text, then you will have to display like this. If you want to display question mark, if you want to display one backslash, then you will have to type two backslashes. Okay, and backslash zero means null. Null means nothing. There will be no value. Okay, so let's practice this few. Uh, Go to this one. Let me just create but maybe you people will not see if I type double quotation, and note the point, all these escape sequence is working inside double quotation. Okay, so double quotation backslash a means to create a beep sound. Okay, and how it will create a sound. Mm, let me start recording. Okay, variables and literal. So what is a variable? Variable is basically a storage location in memory. Meaning to say that in the memory, in RAM of the computer, if you create a storage location, by storage location I mean like a box, like this, okay, like this box. Okay, you create a box, you give that box a name, and now you can store something there. So the box is called variable. Okay, and the value in that variable is called literal. Okay, so you can create as many locations variables as you want, and different types also, like here is numeric value, here is a text value, here is also text value. We will talk about this later, types of variable. But the fundamental concept is what? That create a location in memory, you see, any location, and then you can put values there. And you know, this is the most fundamental concept. Why? Because you see, our email addresses, our passwords, okay, all the information, even the anything that you upload to Facebook, how the Facebook keep storing our pictures, our videos, the comments, the emoji, all this stuff, these are stored where? Actually, these are stored in variables. Okay, this is why it is permanent storage location. When the program run, by permanent I mean only that when the program run, the value will be there. Okay, so the location name where we store the value, so the location, it is like a pocket, like a bag. Okay, like a purse. You have a purse, and now you can put money in that, you can put many different things. Metal, as the name show, variable. Variable means like changeable, variable, right? So it is a variable, meaning to say I put the word panda here. If I want, I can remove this, because this is like a pocket. I can remove this and put here banana, let's suppose. Okay, the word banana I can put. So meaning to say, its value can be changed. Its value, the literal, the value can be changed. This is why it is called variable. Okay, so let me show you one funny game that I created for you uh, mm, to show the concept of programming. Okay, if we go to Scratch, okay, and here if I go to my stuff, I have this game for you. I have created this game. Don't ask me how I created, because it will take time from me to explain to you. But just to show you the concept of variable. Now you see, if I run the program, it is a game. So I have this slingshot. Okay, this slingshot, I can fire the enemies, and enemies are coming to me, and once the enemy touch this slingshot, the game will over. So if I run, you see the score. Can you see the score? The score is actually a variable. So if I click space, you see I can shoot this thing, and as many enemies I shoot, can you see the score is increasing, right? You see 13, 14,
Yes.
15. So
Yes.
you see this is the concept of variable, that how to store data. You see and if it touch me, the game over. But you see my score is 24. So how computer maintain this value? So you see I created the score variable. At the beginning its value was 0, so when I kill one enemy it become 1, then become 2. You see the changing nature, then become
Yes.
3, then become 4, and so on and so on and so on. So
So,
this is the concept which apply in all the games, in the social media, okay, in the banking system. Like for example, in the banking system, how they maintain your balance? The balance is actually one variable there which store the amount, how much amount do you have, and if you use it, then its value will change, will reduce. If you add more, then the balance will increase. So you see it can change. This concept is called variable, and the value inside that variable is called literal. Here now the variable name is score. Okay, the literal inside that location is the 24. The 24 is the literal, the variable is the score, and basically it is a location in memory that we can't see where is it, but it is a location, and at that location you see the value is keep storing. And if there is any change, then change means like wash out, remove this. Okay, remove this and put another value, and if again change, remove this and put another value. This concept means variable. Let's go ahead. Next one. Yeah, this is, so how to create a variable in programming. We will type this word int. Here the word int means that what type of value you want to store. Int stands for integer. Integer means numbers, whole numbers, 1 2 3 4,000, okay, million. So these number, this is called integer number. So if you want to create like that, then we create the variable using this word int, and then the name of the variable, and then semicolon. Let me show you through the program. Okay, I should modify the same program, right? You, I hope you know need. Okay, so if I create int score, you can give any name, no, not the point, any name. Later on I will show you the rules of that. You can type in uppercase the name, and you can type in lowercase. This is your choice, what you want to do or what you want to give name. If you want to type in uppercase, okay, no problem, but it should be meaningful. Okay, that meaningful. For example, int score, and then I semicolon. What it will do, it will create a location in memory, and the name will be given to that location, score. And after that, if I type score, score equal to uh, 20 semicolon, and you see now, oh, the spelling I write wrong. Okay, make sure once you type this one, the second must be the same, because you know computer can't differentiate. Okay, now if I want to display this value, then I can display cout score. You see like this, it will display what? It will display the value 20. Can you see the value 20? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh,
sir.
20.
okay, good. If you want to add some explanation before displaying the 20, because it is just a word 20, we don't know what is it. So you can add actually explanation before this in double quotation. You can type the value of score equal to, and after the double quotation put another less than symbol, then okay. So if I run again, then will be a bit more explained type display. You see, the value of score equal to 20. Okay, you see how to change. If I want to change, then I can type like this: score equal to 40. You see, this time if I type, this time if I run again, what will be displayed?
40.
40, the last
Yes.
value. You see, the last value. Okay, if I type like this, score equal to score minus 5, then what will be displayed?
35.
Very good. You are so genius. You see? Yes, 35. You see? So it means we created a variable with the name score of type integer. Integer means that we can only put whole numbers. Whole numbers you see like this. I cannot type like this, like score equal to 20.6. Say one like this. You see, I cannot do like that. If even if I type also, C++ will simply don't consider the decimal part because the type is integer. Later on, we will go in detail and explain the types of variables. You see, even it gives me an error, okay, because the type is integer and I am assigning decimal value. So you see it give me error. Uh, I hope it should not give error. Yeah, you see, yeah, it was not saved actually. So can you see the output? C++
Yes.
just remove the decimal part. Why? Because the type is integer. Okay, integer means a whole number. Find me types of variable. The first one is integer data type. You should note that integer means whole numbers. Okay, whole numbers. Oh, not like this. Sorry. Yeah, integer means whole numbers. A whole is written like this. Whole. A whole number means which doesn't contain any decimal point. Is it okay for you? You have so whole numbers, but as I told you, a whole number may be negative also, and it may be positive also. Okay, so this is called integer data type. Okay, so integer data type, these are the different keywords that we can use. Okay, like short int we can use like this. Short int will need 2 bytes in memory, and once we create short int variable, it can store this much smaller value and this much bigger value. The negative is smaller, the positive is bigger. So it means that when we create a variable, actually computer do what? Computer creates its two parts. If the value is positive, it will be stored on the right side. If the value is negative, it will be stored in the left side. So if we stored here, let's suppose 6, so it will be stored on the right side and the left side will be unused. Unused. So therefore, if you want to save the memory, you see the memory is assigned but unused. So if you want to save this memory, then use unassigned short int. At this time, you see that the same 2 byte, but the value is double if you compare the first value the second. Why? Because this time when we tell the computer that it is unsigned, unsigned means we will not store negative value. So the whole space is given for the positive number. Okay, and when we just type int, it uses 4 byte, and you see the smaller range and the bigger range. And unsigned int, the same 4 bytes, but you see the value is doubled. Why? Because the negative side is also assigned to the right side, to the positive one. And long int, you see 4 bytes, but the value is double, more than. And unsigned long, so it means, you see, inside integer we have that much data types. You can write like this, like int length, int width, unsigned int area. Okay, meaning to say, you see what we did, we create one variable on one line, another variable on another line, another variable on another line. If you want of same type, you see both are int, then you just separate them by comma. Int length, width, okay, Bet between them is comma, and the last one is semicolon, and then unsigned int. So it means that the same type of variable we can declare many at one line if we want, like int marks, comma score, comma price, comma text, and so on. Okay, variables of different type must be in different definition, different lines and different definition. For example, this one is integer, so on different definition. This one is unsigned, so different definition. You cannot put the same unsigned with this one. Okay, you cannot mix two things for C++. Why? Because you already know that computer can't differentiate these things. Okay, next, yeah, this is the example. I think I should skip, right? Yeah, this is integer related, like items added, and the value is this. This is example, like you see int checking, unsigned int miles, long diameter. The you see the int, unsigned int, and the long, these are all integer data types, integer types. This one is the variable name, checking is the variable name, miles is the variable name, diameter is the variable name. So now you see here are the values. Okay, so integer letter are stored in a memory. I explained already all these things. Only for the long one, if you want to tell the computer clearly that this value is long integer, then put capital L at the end. Okay, like this. That for example, if I want to type long int or long int, it's up to you. Okay, if you want one long or two long is very big value. Okay, long int uh, uh, like money, and then you can give value also at the same point if you want, You see big value and then L, capital L, and then semicolon. So it's okay, you can type like this. And if you later on see out money and then semicolon, if I run it, it will display the value. Oh, I think it is too much. I think it is too much. This is why you see it became negative. Why? Because it cannot be stored in the space provided. Okay, so if I reduce it, okay, and save it and run again, then it will become positive. Why? It is called actually overflow. Overflow, meaning to say that every variable has a limit, maximum limit and minimum limit. But if you give more value than that, then it will overflow, meaning to say that the space which is reserved for it exceed the space. Okay, for example, if this is the space for the variable, so if you give a more bigger value, so finally it will skip overflow. So one skip, then it goes to the negative side. Okay, and the value will be wrong. It is exactly like this, that you have a glass. Okay, let's suppose a glass of 1 liter, 1 liter, and you put 2 liter water. What will happen? The 1 liter extra will overflow and will fall down, right? So this is called overflow. If you give bigger value or smaller value than its size, then it will overflow. Okay, so this next type is character data type. Character is such a value, like the character, like for example, you know, the grading. For example, we have grade A, okay, grade B, and grade C. Like the even the eggs in CCK, there are grades, and the marks are having grades, right? And maybe F. So if you want to show, you see, one character only, this is called character data type. So it is such a data type which can only store one character. The character may be alphabet ABC. The character may be special character like @ or like $sign. Okay, the character may be even integer, because integer 1 to 3 also is a character. It may be a symbol like semicolon, but only remember one character. So to declare that, it will be like this. Like you see, character, letter, and after that you assign a value letter equal to C. Note this point also, that when you are giving value to character, it must be enclosed in single quote. Okay, like this. Must be enclosed in single quote. Okay, so this type of variable is called character data type, and it uses only 1 byte. You see like this. Signed character may be negative or positive 1. Unsigned also 1. Character 1. Okay. So all these are yeah. You don't worry about this. Maybe you can ignore this category. Okay. So we will just use this one: unsigned, signed, and character. Okay, so if you want to see the example of this, we can type like this. Okay, like character and then grade semicolon, and then grade equal to you see it must be in single quotes, grade A, and then semicolon, and then we can type, we can display it, see out, the grade is equal to grade. Okay, the grade is equal to grade. If I run it, it will display the grade equal to A. If we need more character, then at that time we will use string. Okay, so string is actually what? String is a combination of characters. You see, combination LLO. Okay, and this one, when we use like this, then computer will create a continuous memory location like this. You see, one character here, one character here, one here, one here, one here, but not the point. The last one computer put automatically. If you remember in the escape sequences, when we were studying escape sequences, backslash 0 and the backslash n and the backslash t. So backslash 0 means null. Okay, null. So here null means that the string, the sequence of character ends here, and okay, and here, meaning to say end of string, end of string. So when we type double quotation in a string, you see like this, you see this one, this is actually considered string, a combination of character. Okay, and this is also one value, string value. Okay, but where it will be stored, what variable will be that, we don't know. Computer automatically generate for that, but you see it is a combination of string. Okay, so this is called string, and to handle this, C++ has a string class. Okay, actually this one we have not studied yet. Array we will study in chapter 6 in detail, the sequence of locations, but the easy one is a string. Okay, string class. So string class is a C++ file like IOStream. Okay, there is a separate file in which all the details has been explained about the string. Okay, and therefore when we want to use string, then we will include the string like this. If you remember, we were including IOStream like this, right? So if we want to use string, then we will include string class also. Include, okay, and then what? String. Remember, the string is all lowercase. Okay, and once you add this, then you can use string as a data type, string, and then first name, comma, last name, semicolon. Okay, and after that, you see this one became wrong now. Okay, let me delete this. Okay, so now I can type first name. Remember, whatever you type, like F is small, N is capital, it's up to you, whatever you type, but once you type, you will follow the same spelling. So first name, you see now I will give in double quotation. First name is, let's suppose this, my first name, and last name is equal to double quotation Khan, and semicolon, and now I can print cout my first name is here f name. Okay, and if you want at the same line, I think I should not use I should just use space, and last name equal to my last name. Should be okay. Is a bit confused. Why? Yeah, I think should not be a problem. Save it and run it. Yeah, it gives error, but actually there is no error. String first name, last name. This one, F name. Oh, he is correct. He is correct. I should put another extraction operator. This one, he was right. Okay. So meaning to say, you see, for this text, I need this less than extraction character. For this variable, I need a separate one. For this text, I need a separate one. For this variable, I need a separate one. So he was right. You see, my first name is Rahman and last name is Khan. So sequence of character is called string. Like I give f name, here is a full first name, last name. It's up to you. Okay, and after that, once you define, you can give values, and after that you can display like this. Okay, if this is a program, it's the same thing, you can see it. Okay, next category of data type is floating point. Floating point is now that value that I think you are thinking about. Even you see the 2.9 by itself is a floating point value. Floating point means any value which contain decimal. Okay, and I think this is the most used data type in our daily life. When you go to a shopping mall, okay, in computer terminology, it is called floating point data types. So floating point, a value which has decimal number. Okay, within floating point, there are three types. One is called float, one is called double, one is called long double. The only difference between them is the size. Okay, float is 8 character, float is 4 bytes, double is 8 byte, and long double is I think also 8 byte. We will see later, but it contains the values like this. So again, like it may have positive, it may have negative values. Okay, so you see single precision means that the precision is actually about the number of decimal values of the number of values after the decimal point. You see, like if we write like this, 6.25 3, 2, 1, and so on. This value is called precision, meaning to say how much details you want. Okay, like tenth, the first one show the tenth, hundredth, thousand, 10,000, and so on. Okay, so how much you want to go? So float 4 bytes, the size is too big, like 3.4. The e means exponent. Do you know what exponent means? You see, like if we type 2 exponent 5, it is equal to 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32. This is called exponent. Okay, so it you see it can support 32 exponent, negative and positive. Double has 8 byte. You see its value become 308. Like when you type 2, 308, like 2 multiplied 308 times. Oh my god, quite big value, right? And long double like this. So these are the decimal data types. You see, I just for more precision, like 7 digit, 15 digit, and 15 digit. Okay, floating point values can be fixed point, meaning to say the decimal point, decimal notation can be fixed. We can specify later on. Okay, and it may be like this, or it may be in exponential form. Okay, in exponent form, you see the same value. Uh, you can write this value in fixed point like decimal style, and you can write in exponent form also. Most of the time when there is too many zeros or too many decimal part, or when the number is too big, then the scientific notation is that we use the exponential notation to represent the value in exponent way. If we write like this line is called declaration. Okay, declaration. And this one is called initialization. We give the first value, or this assignment operator. This is not equality. Okay, note the point. This is not equality. This is assignment operator. We will study later in more detail. But it means that assign the right hand value in the left hand variable. Okay, so if we write like this is called declaration, but we can actually write in one line also, like float price and then equal to some value like this. So this is called initialization, that we give the initial value also at the same time. Okay, and then you can display this value, you can add something to it, you can apply any mathematical operation now on this and then apply. So float double double text equal to something point something. Okay, and why it is like, oh, double got e, double. Yeah, very good. You should help me like this. I am too bad in spellings also. And long double. Okay, long double. And that one, long double may be what? Income equal to, wow, so big income, huh? Yeah, like this. And after that, you can display all these value, multiply, add, sum, and so on. Is it okay? Okay, Boolean data type. Bool is actually a shortcut for Boolean. 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 Boolean is such a data type which can only contain two values, either yes or no. And in many places in mathematics and in computer science, actually we need this type of value. This type of value mostly we need where we making some decisions. For example, if I say, are you a member? Okay, are you a member? So this has only two values, yes or no. Continue. So it means,
So you think, okay, okay, okay.
yeah,
Nothing.
okay. Uh, so boolean is such a value which contain yes or no. For example, you see in the shopping malls, when there is a sale, so mostly the sale is for member. Then when they are scanning the prices, then the computer will check that is the person member. Okay, member. So member then is yes or no. If yes, then will be different price. If no, then will be different price. Okay, so at many places, for example, if the grade greater than grade greater than 90, then it should be A, or F, yeah, A. If greater than 80, okay, then it should be B or C. Just example. Okay, so in our daily life, we are making decisions, and for decision we need this type of values, yes or no. So when we need this type of data, so this type of data type is called bool. Okay, so bool to represent it is like this. We will type like bool all done. Okay, just you can give any name. uh, is true, and like bool finish false. So you see, true or false, yes or no. And in computer, true means 1 and false means 0. Okay, example. Okay, so let me show you through example like this. For example, bool. Okay, bool, um, great. Bool decision or check. You can give any name. Okay, check semicolon, and then you can check like this that check equal to true, and then cout check. So what do you think? It will display what? It will display what? Comments. True equal to 1 and false equal to 0. Okay, you see the benefit of comments. So I explain here, and compiler will ignore this. So if I run this, you see it will display 1. Can you see the 1? So it means
Yes.
it is true. Okay, so actually you don't confuse here, because we didn't study the if statement. Later on we will study, but I am using just for you people. If check, okay, if check, then then cout, uh, then cout the value is true. Okay, so you see it will check. If check, meaning to say if the check is true, then display this. So let me run. You see the value is true. Now I am changing the value to false. Okay, you see false. Now you see this decision. Here is a decision making. If check is true, then display this. But this time it is not true, right? It is not true. It is false. So what happened? This line ignored. Okay, don't worry about if statement. We will study in much more detail, but I just show you that how we are making decisions in programming. Like in the game, you remember, in the game there was a decision that if the enemy touch my slingshot, okay, then the game will be over. So the touching was a condition, a true. Okay, Boolean is such a data type which can only store uh, true or false. Okay, 0 or 1. Okay, now we already finished the data types. So all the data types are what? If we summarize: integer, character, float, string, and boolean. Okay, so now if we want to determine the size of any data type, then there is one operator. It is called size of. Okay, then we can see that this variable has occupied how many bytes. Okay, so we can check this. Okay, let me delete all this. If I type int price equal to 10, okay, and if I type cout size of what? Size of price. Okay, size of price. So if I give some proper text, then I should type like this: the size of price variable equal to this bytes, and then semicolon. So we will see that how many bytes. You see 4 bytes. You see the B is very near to the 4. If you want, you can make space here. And then again, if I run, you see this time and you see this time. So the size of variable is 4 bytes. It means the int has 4 bytes. And if I make it short, int okay, and now if I run again, then it will become 2 bytes. Okay, if I change this to double, and then size of this will be 8 byte. Okay, so the size of operator is used to show us the size memory size of any variable. You can use variable name also. You can use the data type also, like size of double. Okay, you can use this also, size of double. Okay, like this is 8 bytes. Size of int will be 4 bytes. Size of character will be 1 byte. Can you see? This equal operator is actually called assignment operator. This is not equality. Remember, in C++ and in computer programming, equality is written double equal. Okay, single equal means assignment operator. Okay, assignment operator means that assign give the right hand side value to the left hand side, or the left hand side equal to this value, meaning to say that the box that we have created, the location that we have created in memory, put the value 12 there. So for that purpose we use the assignment operator. Okay, so next, yeah, we cannot write like this. You see that the variable is on the right and the value is on the left. No, if you type like this, you will get an error. The variable always be on the left and the values always be on the right. Okay, we can write like this. You see, this is called initialization. As I told you at the beginning, also somewhere I explained that if we write like this, int length one line and next line length equal to 12. We can do like this also. We can do in one line also. We can do in one line several also if they have same data type. Int length equal to 12, comma, width equal to 5, comma, area. So you see the two variables are already initialized and this one is not initialized. Initialization means giving the first value to a variable, initial value to a variable. This is example, int month equal to 2, days equal to 28. So then we can type something like that. Okay, so declaring a variable with the word keyword auto. Sometime if you don't want to use the word int, float, double, character, you can skip this one if you use the word auto. So it means the compiler, the computer will automatically auto means automatically determine the type of the variable. So from the value, you see the value is whole number, then this type will become integer. And if we give the value like this, then automatically it will assign a value type double. And if we assign the value like this, so meaning to say, if you want to skip the data type name, the int, short, int, double, character, boolean, you just use auto and assign the value. From the value, compiler will give its type. Okay, there is another concept which is called scope. Okay, scope means